In this session, we are going to study about the Asteraceae or Compositae family. So let us start. The Asteraceae or Compositae family is also called the sunflower family, the daisy family, or the aster family. Now, sunflower is one of the main members of this family. Hence, it is also known by the name sunflower family and aster family. Aster means star. So since most of the flowers of this family, they appear like a star, hence the name aster family. Now there are some important points to remember about this family, like it is the largest family in the angiosperms, and it is also one of the most advanced family in the angiosperms. If we talk about the vegetative characters, then the habit of the plant can be herbs, shrubs, and rarely trees. The root is a taproot because the plants are dicots. Stem is herbaceous, erect, branched, and solid. And the leaves show alternate phyllotaxy. If you remember, in the alternate phyllotaxy, we studied about the example of sunflower and marigold, right? And sunflower belongs to this family. Also, marigold belongs to this family. So the leaves show alternate phyllotaxy. They are exstipulate. The leaves could be simple or compound, and the venation is reticulate because they are dicots. Now, if we talk about the floral characters, then the flowers of this family show a special type of inflorescence which is called capitulum or head. Alright, so it is also an advanced type of inflorescence. What happens is, let us understand with the help of a diagram. If you have ever seen a sunflower, so sunflower is not one flower. It's actually an inflorescence. It's a group of flowers. So usually there is a rounded structure in the middle in the sunflower like this, and then there are small structures which appear as seeds, but actually they are a cluster of flowers. Like this. These are actually cluster of flowers, and it is disc shaped, hence it is called disc florets. Florets. If you remember, we studied about leaflets. Leaflets are leaf-like structures which are smaller than leaves. Similarly, florets are flower-like structures, but they are smaller in size. Right? So this middle portion of the sunflower is called the disc florets, and it is composed of bisexual flowers. The flowers are bisexual, and it shows actinomorphic radial symmetry. Then the other portion of the sunflower which look like this, which look like long petals, right? Now these petals are also the florets. Alright, so these are also the florets, and they are called ray florets. If you remember, we studied about ray florets of sunflower in one of the examples. Let me use a different color which is a bit dark. ray florets. So in one of the examples, when we studied about inferior ovary, the examples were guava, cucumber and ray florets of sunflower. So there we were talking about these specific structures in the sunflower which are called ray florets. These ray florets are usually female and they show bilateral symmetry or they are zygomorphic. Alright, so this one whole sunflower which we consider as one flower is not actually a flower but a special type of inflorescence which is called capitulum or head. Which are made of different types of, mainly two types of florets. In the center there are disc florets which are bisexual and actinomorphic, and around the periphery there are ray florets which are composed of female flowers or florets and they are zygomorphic. So I hope this special type of inflorescence, which is also the most advanced type of inflorescence called capitulum or head, found in Asteraceae family, is clear to you. Alright, so this is important. Please remember this. The questions could be asked based on this concept in the exam. So let us continue with the floral characters. So we just studied about capitulum or head inflorescence. If we talk about the flowers, the flower is epigynous. Now we just discussed about the inferior ovary, right? Where we studied about the sunflower, ray florets of sunflower in one of its example. So the flower is epigynous, it will have inferior ovary. And the flowers are usually pentamerous, having 5 floral appendages. Flower could be uni or bisexual as we just saw. They can have zygomorphic or actinomorphic symmetry. We just studied about it. And the flower could be bracteate or ebracteate. Now let us learn about the two types of florets. So the ray florets, as we just learned about, are unisexual, mainly female, showing zygomorphic or bilateral symmetry. The calyx is pappus. Now what does this pappus mean? So if we talk about sunflower, the calyx of the sunflower is bristle-like. If you look at the calyx of the sunflower, it looks like this. Like the bristles of a brush. So this kind of calyx is called pappus. Which is bristle-like. Alright, and we cannot count the number of bristles, so we do not write the number of calyx. Instead we write pappus. So the calyx is pappus. Corolla have 5 petals and they are fused, so gamopetalous. And rhecium is absent because the ray florets are female. There will be no stamens. Gynoecium is bicarpellary, syncarpous with inferior ovary, unilocular. And can you guess the placentation in sunflower? Please try to recollect. We studied about different type of placentations, and in one of the placentation the example was sunflower. So remember, and if you try to find out, write down the answer in the comments below. What kind of placentation is found in sunflower? Moving on to the disc florets. Disc florets have bisexual flowers and they are actinomorphic. Calyx is pappus, just like in ray florets. And rest of the characters are also similar, except that it also has, the disc florets have andrecium. So the corolla petals will be 5 and fused. Now here, since andrecium is present, there are 5 stamens because the flower is pentamerous. Now the stamens are epipetalous, they are fused with the corolla, and the stamens are syngenaceous. Now what does this mean? Let us try to understand with the help of a diagram. So syngenaceous condition meaning, we studied about the stamen. The stamens have 2 parts, anther and filament, right? The top part is called the anther, in which pollen grains are produced, and the thin stalk-like structure which supports the anther is called the filament. So when there are more than one stamen, more than 2 stamens, and the anthers are fused while the filaments are free, such condition is called syngenaceous. So if there are more than 2 anthers and they are fused like this, okay, so the anthers are fused but the filaments are free. The filaments are not fused. These are fused anthers, and these are their filaments which are free. So this type of condition is called syngenaceous. So in disc florets, the stamens are syngenaceous. I hope the term is clear and the diagram is also clear. The anthers are dithecous. That means anther will have 2 lobes. In Malvaceae, we studied that the anthers will be monothecous. Here, the anthers are dithecous. Now, the gynoecium is the same as ray florets: bicarpellary, syncarpous, inferior ovary, unilocular, and presentation you will have to find out. Or if you remember, write down the answer in the comments below. Now, the fruit of this family is called cypsella. So all these new terms and the unique characters that we are studying in this family are really important. So please remember them. Fruits of this family are called cypsella, and the seeds are non-endospermic as the plants are dicots. Right? Now let us look at the floral diagram for ray florets and disc florets. So since the calyx is pappus in both of these florets, we draw the calyx using these dotted lines like this, which shows the pappus calyx. And we draw the symbol for the calyx here or there, 1 or 2 symbols like this. So the pappus of the calyx is present in both ray and disc florets. Then we draw the 5 petals which are fused like this. And since ray florets have no andrecium, so we have not drawn the stamens here, just the bicarpellary syncarpous ovary at the middle. Now the same diagram can be used for disc florets, except that the disc florets are bisexual, so we will have to draw the stamens. So the stamens are pentamerous 5 and they are epipetalous. So we have drawn 5 stamens here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have shown the epipetalous condition by joining them with the petals. Alright, so I hope the floral diagram is clear. Now let us look at their floral formula. For ray florets, we know that they are zygomorphic, female, calyx is pappus. We cannot count the bristles in the pappus, so we just write the pappus beneath the K, which is a symbol for calyx. Then corolla are 5 and fused. Andrecium is absent, so we will write 0. Gynoecium with inferior ovary, so there's a line over G, and bicarpellary syncarpus ovary is shown here. For disc florets, they are actinomorphic, bisexual, calyx is pappus, corolla pentamerous, gamopetalous, andrecium 5 stamens, epipetalous condition is shown here with this symbol. Then inferior ovary, bicarpellary syncarpus. Alright, now let us look at the economic importance of the plants of this family. So the first plant, which is of sunflower, please find out the scientific name for sunflower and write down in the comments below. Scientific names are very important because they can be asked in place of the common names. They can use the scientific names in question and then you will get confused. So please remember the scientific names of all the plants of all the families that we are studying. Alright, so the sunflower is an ornamental plant and it is also used for its unsaturated edible oil. The other plant is of marigold. Please write down the scientific name for marigold. Marigold flowers we have all seen and they are also used for ornamental purpose in the houses and gardens. Then there's a grass called parthenium or carrot grass, which is actually a weed. Now there is no economic importance of parthenium, but because we study about it in different chapters and it is a member of this family, so I have included it here. The parthenium is actually a weed and it causes pollen allergies. Then the other example is chrysanthemum, from which pyrethrum is isolated. Now this pyrethrum is an insecticide obtained from chrysanthemum. Then there's another plant called Carthamus tinctorius, from which red dye is isolated from its petals or flowers, and this red dye is used for dyeing silk. Besides that, we also isolate edible oil from the seeds of Carthamus tinctorius. Alright, then the last example is Artemisia, from whose flower a drug called santonin is isolated, and this drug is actually a vermicide which is used to kill worms which are present inside the body. Alright, so these were some economically important plants along with their examples, and I hope the new or the unique features, especially the floral characters which we studied for Asteraceae family or the sunflower family, is clear to you. Please remember the unique terms we studied. They are important from exams point of view. So this completes our one more family, which was Asteraceae or Compositae. That's all for this session. Thank you so much.